opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Television. I am your host for the evening, Wes Forsyth. This week, this is what I call a vacation. Can you believe this shit? We decided to kind of take a step back where I want to do another call-in show, and I wanted to actually be able to open the phone lines to whoever wanted to call in during the show. That's very hard to do when I've got a co-host and all the computers tied up. So what I did tonight, I decided, well, if I do away with the co-host, then I can give out the phone number and just anybody can call and I can answer it, and no one will be the wiser. The drawback to all this is that if nobody calls in, then the show lasts like 15 minutes and y'all are, that's it. The original broadcast date is June 12th, 2020. If you were wondering, we've got Rob Mello rescheduled. We did find out why he was not available last Friday night, and it was kind of what I said, except he wasn't in jail. Yeah, other than that. So anyway, he's coming up, I want to say July, I believe it's the 10th. Look at your calendar. It's around the 10th. I think it's July 10th. So he's already rescheduled with us. We got some other great guests scheduled. But tonight, it's just me. What we want to do tonight, we're going to do what we've done a few times in the past. And we want to find out how you're passing your time. What you're binge watching. What movies you've watched on the streaming services. I guess a few of you, I think movie theaters open. Who knows? Maybe some of you actually went and saw a damn movie. But we are looking for what's on the streaming services that you can share. You can give us your critique. You can tell us you loved it, you hated it, whatever you want to do. Tonight's call-in number is 859-298-3522. It is not a toll-free number because cell phones join the damn 21st century, please. 859-298-3522. I am awaiting someone to call. Another thing we're going to do tonight, if nobody calls in and I, screw it, I've got pictures. I've got autographed pictures of like famous people, and we might just do a little horror trivia in the chat room, and make you call in, or I might just give it away in the chat room. I don't know. But anyway, in the chat room we use, if you're in doubt, the main chat room, it's facebook.com/thescarefest. It is the from the live feed. It's from the live feed on the Scarefest business page. That feed there is kind of where people tend to congregate. And I don't even know what other pages it actually goes to, so that's why we actually use that one. But that way, if you're joined there, then you know you're in the right room. My computer lets me monitor several chat rooms, but a big blue F does not give me a lot of information. Of course, we're still getting messages from the public asking if Scarefest is going forward this October. The answer is still yes. We are still, until the government or the convention center or whoever says you can't do it, we are planning going forward. That's why we're announcing celebrities every couple of weeks. We didn't have any this week. Basically, some other behind-the-scenes drama that had nothing to do with the convention, and yet everything to do with the convention. maybe I'll get Brandon to come on here and explain it once it's all done. Nothing to do with the convention, and yet everything to do with the convention. There's your hint for the evening. So we had that going on, and that kind of derailed us a little bit. Adrian and I have a whole bunch that we're just waiting for permission to announce, but so that's kind of what's going on. And so I'm going to give you the number again: 859-298-3522. Feel free to share that in the chat room, everybody. 859-298-3522. Give me a call, and we will we'll chat a moment. What are you doing? You're touching me. Oh. I think Adam's getting ready to call. So in other words, yeah, give us a call. 859-298-3522. Don't make me go get Ken Boggle, who is the only person around here that could ever get anything done. When he said, "Oh, call," then phone lines would be loaded and. But another, and if it comes down to it, Meredith Blackwell, 5 minutes before showtime, bounced another call-in idea that we might have to test tonight. There's Adam Johnson. Well, you can click the answer button. And hello, Adam. Well, yeah, thanks for bailing me out, buddy. Okay, you want to know how I am? This has been, okay, let's take COVID-19 out of the picture. Let's take all this other societal... Okay, I'm going to say, take that out of the picture, take all the societal stuff going on out of the picture. I'm still having a really shitty year. We have broke damn near everything on this farm except the cows themselves. This week we destroyed a mower that will cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $7,000 to $8,000 to replace. Does that tell you how? Yeah, that's how my life is going this year. So. Oh. Okay, we're going to start over now because the switchboard operator didn't hit Skype.
Oh, shit.
Okay, Adam Johnson is on the phone. I'll edit out the part. Adam asked me how everything was going. I told him how crappy it was. You heard that part. That's as far as the conversation has gone so far. Adam, you are now actually on the line. Thank you, by the way, in the chat room for pointing out that we didn't have the audio turned up. So what you up to, Adam?
Rolling clusterfuck it is.
I thought, well, I was going to coast. I said I was going to coast tonight, and guess what I've done? I have coasted.
Blame it on
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's a producer's fault.
No, Anita, you're perfect. Don't worry about it.
Don't blame the talent, everyone.
It was kind of my fault. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, don't blame the talent. That was behind the scenes production. So what? Adam,
going off of what you were saying earlier, though, my year started out with my car getting stolen. So, great. And then it's just, the COVID thing and everything. It's just been a great year. It's been a banner year for me.
I have not talked to a single person who has found any redeeming quality about this year whatsoever.
Well, I do have one good thing come out of this year.
What's that?
I got a 3-month vacation from work. So, that's all right, I guess.
Wait, no, a vacation that you can't go anywhere or do anything, that doesn't count.
It is for an introvert like me.
Oh, yeah, you were in there playing Dungeons and Dragons or whatever the bullshit it is.
I was, actually. Oh, come on. No, I recently just returned back to work less than 2 weeks ago, and regret that. But, it is what it is, man. The world's got to move on. And I do feel that there is some normalcy returning, which is nice. We just need to go slow about it.
Oh, I agree. Everybody, now, I get a little flippant about wearing a mask especially if you see me in public, but I'm very respectful. If I go to business and they want me to wear a mask, if there's a little sign on the door, I'm a mask. I've got my mask with me.
Absolutely.
I am the guy, though, that I am not going to be the only son of a bitch to walk in the Quickie Mart that has a mask.
Oh yeah.
and
See, I'm okay being that guy.
See, when I'm not. I just, I am. I guess I'm a follower. I'm a sheep. I'm a sheeple. The place I buy my cigarettes. And okay, now let's go back. I'm a pack-a-day smoker, so now the last couple of weeks I've been buying by the carton to save a couple trips to town. But normally,
I have as well.
Pack 2 packs 3 packs at a time. But going back to when all this started, today was the first time that I saw a mask in that gas station.
Really?
And I don't mean, first time I saw an employee wearing a mask. First time I saw anyone wearing a mask. Period. So
wow.
So yeah, we're rebels out here in the country.
Well, didn't something like Florida have the record for number of cases in a day or something? I don't know.
No, we've.
I don't follow it that closely.
We've had a few. Most of them came out of a rest home. I don't want to downplay it, but we're on the chart, but we're not winning by any stretch of the imagination. Winning. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So other than playing that with that game in your basement, what has Adam been? Have you watched any good shows?
Actually, I have. I was actually, that's the reason why I was calling. I found a show on Netflix called The 100.
Yes.
And so good. Good.
How far into it are you?
I just started season 3. I'm about 4 episodes into season 3.
There was something about the show. Now, season 1 rocked.
Yes.
Season 2, I remember liking it, but I think once I got into season 3, not to push you off of it, because we might have got busy, but we just kind of, I don't know if we got out of the habit of watching it, or I just remember that, and of course that was another one that when we watched it, we were actually waiting on the next season. And I don't know that we ever went back. I'm trying to remember exactly where we dropped off at. But in other words, we dropped off kind of between seasons.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one, man. It's very dystopian, dystopian Earth.
Dystopian is a little bit of an understatement for that show. It's basically post-apocalyptic. Dystopian.
That is actually, yeah.
Dystopian is next Tuesday in real life, Adam. No, this is that show is about basically the world has been destroyed by, I guess it was radiation, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was nuclear fallout across the world, supposedly, and the world become irradiated and unlivable, supposedly. But there was people that survived on Earth, and this Ark complex, I think is what it was called. I can't remember right off the top of my head. They sent a group of 100 miners, not like minor professions, like minor kids,
right,
to Earth, and they found that it was habited by these people called grounders, and wars break out and craziness happens. It's awesome. It's great.
Yeah, to oversimplify it, the reason they sent the kids is they got tired of fucking with them. That was...
Yeah. yeah, they were in prison, and they were like, oh, well, we're just going to send you to Earth.
Yeah, so. Here's a towel. Enjoy your strip. That was pretty much how that went down. And then somebody kicked the plug out of the wall, and the rest of the space station had to also land.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They were running out of air.
I should write the summaries for movies for IMDb. I think I just captured the essence of that show in 2 sentences.
I think you've got the vague essence of it, sure. I can't see much of a market for somebody going, Should Wes write that for us? Sure.
Adam, hold on the line because people aren't saying, oh my God, I got to call in. And we're going to do our commercial break, though. We'll be right back, everybody, with more Scarefest television. Akashic Awareness is a metaphysical healing and learning center unlike any other. A large selection of crystals, gems, and minerals greet you as you walk in the door, but from that point onward, the journey is yours. They offer a great selection of metaphysical tools, state-of-the-art holistic healing, with classes and lectures scheduled throughout the month. Akashic Awareness is open Tuesday through Saturday, noon until 6:30, 7 on Friday and Saturday. Visit their website for a current calendar of their almost daily special events and guests at akashicawareness.com. And while you are there, be sure to join their email list to stay current. Akashic Awareness, 328 Sycamore Street, Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
G'day Scarefest fans, Glenn here from FakeShemp.net with you for another week. It's always a pleasure. I hope all of you are taking care of yourselves and looking after one another. And let's get down to something that's pretty nasty. It's a slasher film. It's one that features quite a few faces from the Scarefest alumni. So I think you might get a kick out of this one. Let's take a look. This is Charlie's Farm, the 2014 slasher movie from director Chris Sun, whose previous movie, Daddy's Little Girl, about a father exacting the brutal revenge of his daughter's killer, smacked audiences in the face like a sledgehammer. As you can see, the movie is set against a fairly typical and stereotypical Australian bush landscape, but in terms of themes and conventions, it is very much ingrained in that classic American brand of slasher. And hey, this one even features some very familiar faces and friends of Scarefest. Well, firstly, Tara Reid headlines the movie, and to be honest, you can never expect much from Tara Reid. Am I right? She handles herself well here, and she does deliver a surprisingly decent performance. But then the movie also features the legendary Bill Moseley, aka Chop Top from Chainsaw Massacre 2, and Otis Driftwood from Rob Zombie's Firefly trilogy, and he actually also went on to star in Chris Sun's next film, Boar, about a giant killer pig, but that's another story. Scarefest favourite Kane Hodder is also in Charlie's Farm, as well as Nathan Jones as Charlie himself. Nathan Jones was that huge motherfucker from Mad Max Fury Road, but I digress. The story is generic and has a group of friends road tripping to visit a farm that was the site of an infamous series of murders at the hands of a cannibalistic family. Presumed to be abandoned, they arrive only to discover that one feral member of the clan is all grown up and lives amongst the ruins. And from the moment these idiots arrive at Charlie's Farm, it is hammer to the floor, murder, mayhem, the carnage is delicious, and the kills are gloriously depraved. You can see from the images playing right now that this is a stylish movie. Chris Sun sets an atmospheric production design and shoots the night scenes with real flair, and there's a dank and grotty aesthetic draped across the story, and the darkness is used to intensify the jump scares and sudden impacts. So if you like the look of this one, you can find Charlie's Farm streaming on Tubi. It's also available to rent or buy on iTunes, Google Play and YouTube. But if you're a glutton for physical media like I am, then you might want this Blu-ray in your collection. And while you're at it, you may as well check out Chris Sun's other films, Daddy's Little Girl and Boar, and maybe even his cheap micro-budget debut film, Come and Get Me. So there it is, Charlie's Farm, an absolutely kick-ass slasher film. I think you guys would all get a massive kick out of it. So, as I said a minute ago, you know where to find it. And that's it for me for another week. And don't forget to catch me online, Facebook. You can catch my podcast on YouTube, on Podbean, on Stitcher, on Spotify, all of those places. Find me in the chat room at Scarefest TV while this is playing. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, so make sure you stop by and say hi. And I've talked for long enough, so I'll catch you next week.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest Television. Tonight we're doing call-in night. We've got Adam on the line. Jake Godbold. Yes, I will take your call next. I don't have a hold button. I need a hold button, but not in the budget.
Calm down, Jake. We'll get there. Calm down, buddy.
Not in the budget. During the commercial break, Adam was telling me that he installed a pool during all this. Now, did you put in a real pool? Did you put in one of them redneck grass killers?
Well, actually, I guess you could call it a redneck grass killer. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those, inflate the ring, fill it up kind of things.
Okay. We had one of those things, and I had no idea how unlevel my yard was. There was absolutely no place in my yard that was nearly level enough to make that thing do what it was supposed to.
Well, Franklin County's built on a hill, so yeah, I get it. But we actually trucked in sand and built a platform to set the pool on.
Well, I mean, that's what you have to do it right. Yeah, I'm just, yeah. I was too cheap, too lazy.
$800, really.
See,
doing all this stuff.
That was part of my problem was the money, but the other thing is, I said, now if I dump sand here and then this goes sideways, and I say, screw this, I don't want this damn thing in my yard. I've still got $800 worth of sand, I guess I can play beach volleyball or whatever. Incidentally, ladies beach volleyball, my favorite sport of all time.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's and then of course now, it finally got warm today. When did you get it actually ready to go?
We got it ready to go about 3 weeks ago.
Okay, well then.
But we ordered it in February, so it was a long wait for it to get here. But once it got here, it was up and ready to go.
You didn't do like everybody else and just showed up at the Walmart?
No, we had it delivered to the house.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah, because Rona World, you can't go out and actually do anything or go anywhere. I should specify that it's Mom's house, not mine.
Okay.
But.
Want another one? I got one in my garage.
Well, if I'd have known now, but but no,
It was the biggest one that Walmart
area.
We bought the biggest one that Walmart had. So FYI. But
sure.
We actually, that was a long time ago. We actually did use it some, but it just, when you stand back and look at it, and one side was, what it was, the way it was set, it was almost level. And when you set those things almost level, it just kind of leans over like I do when I get drunk and lean over against a wall. One side stands straight up and the other side's kind of angled in, and you just look at it and go, oh my God, that is an ugly bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, my neighbor's dealing with that right now. His pool's about 4 inches off, and it's very noticeable. Yeah. But no, we put in like rubber mulch around it and like did some landscaping and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Well, if you go to that much trouble, why didn't you get a hard side, and that way you can do the deck around it?
Well, because we rent, we don't own, and I didn't want to build anything that elaborate around it.
But they don't mind you pouring $800 worth of sand in the freaking grass.
Well, no, actually, we didn't pour it in the grass. There's a paver section between the two steps going into our house. We have two side back doors, and we just sand it off over the pavers so that when we do get done with it, we can just literally scoop it up with a shovel and get rid of it.
Yeah, let me know how that works out for you,
killed.
Buddy.
Well, and in the wintertime, we're going to move our skull fire pit up onto it and set chairs around there. So we got, it's a multi-purpose area, but yeah.
So did the water get warm enough?
Yeah, my water today was at 92.
Oh, gosh. That's got the good cover on
it.
Yeah,
it's got one of those solar panel covers. It's really nice.
We still have the cover, incidentally. I think we use it to cover our lawnmower in the wintertime. It's just the right size.
Oh my God. I love you, Wes. That is so amazing.
I mean, I am honest. If people, when I pass away, if people can't say anything else nice about me, I hope they say he was brutally honest about everything.
That's exactly the legacy that I'm trying to leave behind as well.
Well, there you go.
That's why people call me other names besides brutally honest.
Jake, be getting ready. We're going to bring you in right after the commercial break. So we got a few minutes left here. So now the 100, it's actually not that old of a series. I don't know how many seasons are out. I think it's out of production, but
I think Netflix has 6.
Yeah, that
and,
sounds about right.
According to the little research that I just did in the commercial break, it started in 2014 and it's still going. So,
Okay, so they haven't canceled it yet. Maybe I need to go back.
They have not canceled it.
Jake, God dang it! I said wait till the commercial break. I'm gonna go ahead and answer Jake's call. Hit the green button. Oh, yeah. You should have hit add to call.
Oops, did I? I cut Adam off.
Well, no, he's still there somewhere.
Hello?
Here. Hold on a minute, Jake. Jake, I tell you what, I got your number. I'm going to call you right back because we hit the wrong button. Okay. Now I got to find Adam again. Calls. Adam, I don't guess you're still there anywhere, are you? Well, great. I think we cut everybody off. Where's my list of calls? Oh, well. Everybody, we're going to take a commercial break. When we get back, we're going to call Jake Godbold and and get him on the line. Because I don't know what I clicked, but Adam disappeared.
Everyone is talking about CBD oil, and it seems like almost everyone is using it. The research is ongoing, but the apparent health benefits are overwhelming. If you're going to use CBD products, though, what brand should you buy? First, find out where the hemp was grown. Imports are flooding the market. How potent is it? Look for a brand that plainly states its concentration on the label. And look for full spectrum CBD. This means the oil contains CBD and all the other cannabinoids, terpenes, and nutrients that are found in the entire cannabis plant. Look for Blue Leaf CBD oil. Blue Leaf Naturals is a Kentucky proud company. They use only Kentucky-grown hemp, supporting Kentucky farmers and businesses. Visit their website at blueleafcbd.com now and use the code SMILE at checkout for free shipping.
Hello, boils and ghouls. This week in horror history, the American horror anthology Tales from the Crypt was released back in 1989. Based on a 1950s EC comic series of the same name, Tales from the Crypt introduced the world to horror's favorite TV host, the Cryptkeeper. Each week, the Cryptkeeper introduced audiences to a new story of horror, suspense, monsters, and science fiction, with a twist of dark humor. At the time of its release on the HBO network, Tales from the Crypt was one of the few television series to be given full freedom from censorship, which meant it could include content not seen in most television series. This helped the series set itself apart from other anthology series and helped draw in audiences. Thanks to the series' popularity, numerous spin-offs were produced, including movies, a cartoon series, a radio show, and even a short-lived kids game show. Ghost, Lots of Slime, and Humor came together this week back in 1984 with the release of the original Ghostbusters. In this supernatural comedy, 3 parapsychologists start a ghost-catching business in New York City, and at first, things are slow, but soon ghost activity picks up and they add a fourth member to the team to help with the demand. One of their clients becomes possessed by a demigod named Zool, and soon the entire city becomes overrun by ghosts. The concept for this film came from actor Dan Aykroyd's own fascination with the paranormal, and upon its release, it was an instant success among critics and audiences. Ghostbusters went on to be the most successful comedy of the 1980s and spawned a multi-billion-dollar franchise, which included a sequel, an animated series, video games, and comic books, just to name a few. Released the same day as Ghostbusters was another cult classic and fan favorite, Gremlins. A kid named Billy receives this mysterious creature called a Mogwai from his father for Christmas. The creature is furry, adorable, and lovable, but comes with 3 rules. Don't let it in the sunlight, don't get it wet, and absolutely don't feed it after midnight. Then Billy's friends spill some water on him, and out pops 5 more Mogwai, but this bunch are up to no good, and convince Billy to feed them after midnight, which turns them into hairless creatures called gremlins. The gremlins wreak havoc on the town before Gizmo eventually saves the day. Despite being released the same day as Ghostbusters, Gremlins did quite well at the box office and quickly became a critical success and has since gained a solid cult following. It's no doubt that the summer of 1984 was a great summer for movies.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest Television. We're just having fun tonight and learning how to work our telephone system. I think next time that happens, there's supposed to be a link that you click that says add to call. Help me look for that next time that happens. Anyway, not only do we have Mr. Adam Johnson on the line, now we have Mr. Jake Godbold. Jake, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, fuckers. I'm doing okay. Yourself? Looks like you got yourself a haircut, Wes, finally.
No.
You need a better screen, buddy. No, I do.
No? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's no. You can tell. Okay, when I get a haircut, it's nowhere near my ears. I get it cut really short on the sides. I'm not going to get a lot cut off the top because I'm covering my bald spot. But
oh,
that's in
you
style.
have a bald spot, Wes?
I have a bald spot that if the light, my hair's not as thick on top as it used to be. And the first time I noticed this was at Scarefest. My wife went up the media tower and took a picture of me in my booth beneath, and those bright lights. I looked as bald as Jake Godbold. I mean, it was.
Fuck you. You're getting zero sympathy from me, asshole.
So anyway, since then I've been much more cognizant of keeping my hair a little thicker on top. It's not officially a comb over. The hair's there. It's apparently just not as much of it as it used to be. And so
I'm getting the big forehead. So yeah,
well, that's natural. I know looking back at my pictures, my forehead's bigger than it was, but mine's more. I got the one that starts back at where all the hair meets in the little spiral. I think that's where mine gets thinning there and is working its way out. Now, for the record, and when I actually approach the word balding, I'm going on public record again, saying that I will shave it off.
Well, that's what I do before Scarefest every year is just shave my head.
Yeah, but that's you. I'm known for my beautiful locks.
Are you? I think it's your beard you're more known for.
I think he's more known for Anita. But
that's probably true too. But no, I promised myself that when I was like 16 or 18, because you got to remember, people. I went through every popular hairstyle. I went through the 80s big hair, and then I went through I had a mullet long after mullets went out of style. So
you were totally rocking that King Hunter mullet back in the day. That's for sure.
Those were some good pictures. Oh, to reminisce. Anyway, Jake, I'm sure if you called in, you called in for some reason other than just to curse at me randomly. What are you recommending?
There's another reason to call in. Oh, okay.
The one that shows
either way. Oh, okay. So what have I been watching? I've been watching a lot of fucked up movies on Shudder lately. Like, I just got done watching Cannibal Holocaust. Lovely, lovely film.
That sounds like my kind of movie. That sounds like the kind of thing I like to watch. I'm still confessing.
I think you would get a kick out of it.
I am still confessing that I have gotten wrapped back up in watching The Walking Dead again. I'm going to watch it probably right up until they snuff Glenn, and because that next season was just dreadful. But right now, I just haven't felt. I went through the list and the recommendations, and I just haven't felt like taking anything on.
I can't get into it.
I never got into The Walking Dead.
Why not?
I will say
I've never seen one. I have not seen a episode of it. Not one.
Okay, well let's start first with Adam. Adam, now you are not a big horror fan. Why have you not bothered to at least watch it?
A lot of the reason has to do with the fact that it was when it come out, it was everywhere. You could not escape it. Like billboards, every other commercial, on the radio even, like it was everywhere. And I'm not one to follow popular culture. I definitely don't go where the crowd is.
I guess I understand that emotion, because that is exactly why I have not watched. Yes, it's true. I have not watched The Tiger King.
I have not either. Not one episode.
But
I can understand Adam, but you.
And I know Nicole is losing her mind right now because I have not watched a episode of it and don't want to.
Okay, now Jake, over to you. Now, you being what I prefer to call a horror snob, now have you watched The Walking Dead?
I watched it up until the final episode of the first season, and I thought it was horrible. And the only thing I have watched since then is Negan killing Glenn, and that was it.
Did you say Megan killing Glenn?
Negan.
Negan.
I am Negan.
Oh, Negan.
Everyone's Negan.
Negan.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm burnt out on zombies. It's all the same thing. I mean, all the movies, it's pretty much the same formula. And I think the only zombie film that I have seen in the last 10 years or so that I enjoyed was probably Shaun of the Dead. And I just can't.
Okay, I did watch that.
Other than that, I mean, it's all the same thing over and over again. And plus, on top of that, going to cons, Walking Dead fans are insane, and I have no desire to be a part of that community. You're
a much bigger convention goer than I am, even though I'm supposed to be. But see, what to me set The Walking Dead aside, whether you like it or not, everyone, is that it, especially after the first season, so maybe you should go back and try it. But this doesn't sound like your kind of thing anyway. The zombies become more of we'll call it a limiting threat, and the real drama, the real horrors across the board from there on out really is the living. Because even when the zombies eat somebody, it's usually because somebody else's fault.
Yes, but that's the thing. That is the same thing with every zombie film you see. Coming from Night of the Living Dead to Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead,
World War Z.
28 Days Later.
World War Z.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, you haven't?
But
I've seen a horror movie that Jake Godbold has not. This is a day that will go down.
There's a lot of horror flicks. There's a lot of horror flicks out there that I haven't seen, but I just don't do zombie films anymore. There's really, like I said, when you've seen one, you've seen them all. So, meh. But I will say this, since you mentioned Glenn, there was a movie I just got done seeing called Mayhem that stars him. And it's pretty damn good. It's basically the Belko experiment, except it's a lot more violent.
I think I saw the ad for that. Is that on Shudder?
It is on Shudder.
Okay.
And it has him and Samara Weaving in it. And it's just basically a office building just going nuts and just killing each other, basically. I think you dig it. Was it just a bad day at work, or was there a virus, or was there any impetus for them losing their shit? The plot is that basically there's a virus that makes you completely lose all your shit, and you basically just start killing or raping or doing all sorts of crazy shit, right? And while you are infected with this virus until you're cured, it's actually declared due to a court case that everything you do under this virus is 100% legal. So basically,
oh God.
So basically,
oh, no.
right. So Glenn's fired, right? And so what he wants to do is he wants to get revenge for being fired against the board of directors who just so happen to be in the building, and his goal is to go up to the top floor and kill them so that he can actually do it without any repercussions.
And let me guess, he doesn't actually have the virus.
No, he has it.
Oh,
he does have it.
He does have it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, see,
it kind of reminds me. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the comic book Crossed. Same concept, basically, except this one is a lot more humorous.
So,
I could probably get behind that one, actually.
I'm going to actually, because I've seen that one advertised, so I know where to find that one. So maybe I'll get in horror movie watching.
You can watch it on Shudder. It was on an episode of Joe Bob's last drive-in recently, and I think you get a kick out of it.
But
I haven't been to a good drive-in in a while. Sorry, random comment, but
neither have I. I think mine is open. But
I think ours is open. We've got one up here in Paris, Kentucky, and it's. Gosh, what did we go see there? I just remember there was a kids movie for the second feature, and it. Other than that, and my wife liked the kids feature. It was about puppies or something, more than what we actually went and watched.
The life of pets, probably.
But yeah, ours has been doing real good even before this, and now with the social distancing thing, I'd say they're rocking it. I assuming they're allowed to put them got enough room in the parking lot to get everybody in.
Yeah, that's what was on my news feed the other day. We're talking about drive-ins across the country that are still open are doing booming business because of social distancing.
But okay, now here I'm trying to picture in my mind though, just like first of all, I've watched people park, and telling a parking lot full of people 6 foot apart to me just sounds like dropping the checkered flag at the
absolutely 100%
at the demolition derby. That's the word I was looking for. Because I can just see people park sideways and.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Now, I wish I had the name of it handy. But now there is actually is it the last drive-in? No, that wouldn't be. I think that was another movie.
What?
There was a movie on. It was either Netflix or Prime. I'm not sure which, but it was about these guys that tripped over a drive-in theater that was going out of business and how they rebuilt it from the ground up showing 80s horror movies and kept it in business.
Nice.
And it's
So is it like
really,
a documentary or is it a movie?
Yeah.
it's a documentary.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very well done. No, and very honest about the problems they had. It was right when everything went digital, and basically, see that a lot of movie theaters and drive-ins in particular weren't doing enough business when everything went digital that they could justify that $100,000 projector.
Yeah.
To show movies. Our local theater, if it wasn't for this, maybe that's why I like The Walking Dead. Kirkman basically bought our local theater the equipment they needed to stay in business. I mean, he just wrote them a check and said,
"Oh, that's pretty cool."
But then again, if he wins his lawsuit against AMC that he had going. If he wins that, he'll be able to buy. He can just like buy Netflix and just do whatever the hell he wants. It's
Oh, well, okay.
So in other words, he would go from
It'd be
rich.
Nice to have that kind of cash.
Yeah,
I like
he would go from
stories
rich
like
to
that,
stupid
though.
rich.
Yeah, I like stories like that though, to where like they're helping the community even though they truly don't have to. You know what I mean? He could build his own theater somewhere.
This is even more bizarre than that, in that these guys that say this theater worked from there. One of them was just driving down the highway one day. I don't know if he was lost or he had an appointment way out of town or whatever. They were like, what would I call them? Computer geeks. And he was just driving by and saw it and just wanted to check it out. And that's when he met the owner and found out what all was going on. And him and a couple of his friends, got together and volunteered their time and got the movie going. And I tell you what, we're going to do a commercial break. When I come back, I'll even tell you how they managed to show movies without the digital projector in today's age.
Okay.
Do you feel lost in life? Do you seem to be stuck in emotions that are not yours? Is your home not the sanctuary it should be? Contact Spirit Mechanics, where they take a team approach to your metaphysical and spiritual problems. Spirit Mechanics specializes in aura cleansing, stone attunement, attachment removal, and house cleansings. Spirit Mechanics tailors their approach to your individual spiritual path and needs. Now find them monthly at the Central Kentucky Mystical Market in Lexington. Or on Facebook by searching Spirit Mechanics, that's MECHANIX. Spirit Mechanics, for your spiritual health and well-being.
Coyote Chris Sutton.
Shamanism.
Spiritual advisement.
Paranormal investigations.
Inspirational presentations.
Bringing light to the darkest places for over 20 years. Go to COYOTEChris.com to learn more.
Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis with another review. I have to give a shout out to my good friend and fellow bonehead, James Thomas, for this one. Dr. James Thomas, I'm sorry. He has a PhD in something education. I don't know. I work in higher ed and I don't understand. This movie's 4 years old, but he bought me a 2 months late birthday. I haven't gotten his yet either. So a 2 months late birthday gift, A Dark Song. Now this movie is what we call a slow burn. It's written and directed by a guy named Liam Gavin. He did a bunch of short films in this picture here in 2016. Here's the story. A determined young woman and a damaged occultist risk their lives and souls to perform a dangerous ritual that will grant them what they want. Now that's what IMDb says. So basically what you find out is this woman has hired this man, and they're in Ireland, or it was shot in Ireland. Doesn't really say where, in the countryside in this house. and they can't leave the house, and they're going to go through all these occult rituals because she wants to be able, she says to him, to talk to her dead son. We find out later that her son was abducted and was killed by young Satanists, teenage Satanists. This sounds really dark, and the movie is called A Dark Song, but it's not that gritty. It's emotionally dark. It takes you to a lot of places emotionally deep inside that are dark. I watched this by myself in my basement, and it got to me a little bit in the last 20 or 30 minutes. Not necessarily scary. I wouldn't say that the movie is scary, but it is slightly thought-provoking. Now, it does have one of those, you're either on board or not for the third act. And I'm not going to say the third act's ruined it. It doesn't. Basically, two people in a house for an hour and 40 minutes, and it's a slow burn. Now, if that sounds good to you, then you really should enjoy A Dark Song. It goes to a lot of psychological places. There's not a ton of blood, not a lot of guts or gore. There's a little bit at the end. There are some demons. There's some ghosts. It's mostly psychological till that last 20 minutes. So can I recommend A Dark Song by Liam Gavin? Yes, absolutely. Check it out. The only problem is, Meredith, when you're trying to look of where it is, it's not on a ton. So this is my birthday gift, right? You can watch this if you have Sling TV. It is on Sling TV with a subscription. If not, then you're going to have to pay $2 or $3 on Google Play or Vudu or Amazon Prime. So if you're looking for this and you have Sling TV, definitely check it out. All right? A Dark Song. And I like the ending, actually. Some of you are going to hate the ending. So I always say, I hate the ending on here. Wes has given me shit about it before, but I like the ending of this. So check out A Dark Song. Slow burn, but I really liked it. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. Thank you so much. See you next week.
And welcome back to Scarefest Television. Quick reminder, stick around after the show. After a 5 or 10 minute setup, we'll be coming on with the Spirit Drum. COYOTE Chris Sutton and Charlotte Harden Smith will be interviewing Loriana Hernandez Aldama. She's a cancer survivor, inspirational speaker, and an Emmy Award-winning journalist with more than 20 years of on-air television experience. In other words, much more qualified to be a human being than I. Anyway, the name of the movie, and in the chat room, Glenn Cochran, who is, of course, our encyclopedia of useless movie knowledge, remembered that it was At the Drive-In. Or he could Google it faster than I could, one or the other. But the name of the movie I was talking about was At the Drive-In. It's on Amazon Prime. And these guys, okay, they have a projector, and so they're getting old horror movies, 80s horror movies that are still on film stock. One weekend, when they have a pretty good crowd, the weather is beautiful and all this stuff, it breaks down. They have to figure out what they're going to do. Or it doesn't break down. The movie doesn't show up from Hollywood. So they have it on their videotape. They figure out how to daisy chain a bunch of these little crappy projectors like you use in your backyard or for your business presentation, your Excel spreadsheets and stuff. They figure out how to daisy chain a bunch of them together and put, I think it might have been on DVD, but one way or the other, put the movie in DVD. They'd already bought the rights to show it. It's cost, $100, $200, whatever it is, to show the movie. So they had the rights to the movie, so they didn't break any laws, if anybody's wondering. And they actually figured out how to run, anytime that they couldn't get a movie on film stock that they wanted, they figured out how to show it by doing that. And it worked pretty well, apparently. So, little trivia there.
Ingenuity.
Huzzah.
So, Jake, since you went to all the trouble to call in. Okay, so Mayhem. You like that one. Do you ever watch series? Do you ever binge watch, or do you watch, or is movies your only thing?
No, I binge my share of shows. I don't watch anything really modern anymore, but like I'll binge Black Mirror. I'll binge watch Twilight Zone. some Big Bang Theory and just some occasional episodes of random shows. But
okay.
Nothing really.
Nothing
really out there gets my attention now.
You redeemed yourself in my eyes when you said you like the Big Bang Theory. Still one of the
yes. I was just getting ready to say finally something me and Jake have in common: the Big Bang Theory.
Black Mirror. I liked it, but I guess I don't know. I've watched several episodes, but there were enough of them that were, I don't know, slow moving. I'll just put that.
Is that the one that had Miley Cyrus in it?
It was.
Or am I thinking of a different one? Okay.
No, that one. Last season they did an episode where she sang "Head Like a Hole," basically.
Yeah, I thought that was the one that she was in, but I just couldn't remember.
It's what they call an anthology series. It's an anthology series.
Yeah.
So in other words, every week it's a different story.
I will say the last season was kind of meh, in my opinion. It was too happy, I guess is the word. So
maybe they were trying.
When you see the other episodes, you know that show is not supposed to be the most pleasant show. And I mean, they peppered in a couple of nice episodes every now and then. But yeah, the last season they had was just too happy, in my opinion.
They were trying to break the mood.
I guess.
Yeah.
I will say they said that they're not going to make a season for this year. They said we are living in Black Mirror.
Yeah, I remember that,
so they
that
don't
tweet.
Add it.
I think that was a tweet. I believe I saw that. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for calling in. We're at the end of the show.
Gentlemen.
Who
came in? He's talking. He's talking to me, Jake. He's talking to me. Calm down.
No, I said gentlemen, not gentleman. Okay. I mean it. I love you both like brothers, and I've never had a brother, so I don't even know. I don't even know what that's like.
About to say,
but
I have a rep to uphold here, man. Dude, what are you doing?
But I just, once again, everybody, I needed the night off, but I never actually take a night off unless I'm like in a convention somewhere. So I just wanted something to come on here, and this was for me. This was my catharsis. This was my unwinding time. But we're going to let these gentlemen go. We're going to play our end banner thing. And everybody, thank you for listening, for watching on call-in night. And I'll start next week. We'll start doing some of the horror trivia and give away some of these autographed pictures. But tonight, I was just having too much fun. We'll be back next week, everybody, with Scarefest Television.
See ya, fuckers.